did you know that for certain states, you're not allowed to text or call consumers on Sundays or specific state holidays? There are so many restrictions statewide, state by state. There are different restrictions. There are certain states where you can only call during, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. And there's other states where that changes. There's states that have rules around, like Utah, where you can't reach out on Sundays. Different states have different rules around Christmas and different holidays and different weekend hours specifically. And so one of the biggest mistakes that companies make when they have a national presence and they have customers, across the 50 states, is they think that there's a one-size-fits-all solution to compliance. And that's why it's even more important than ever to work with an organization that can safeguard all of those different requirements across state lines to ensure that you are meeting those requirements on a state-by-state basis. And it is more important than ever that you also keep track and can prove that you're doing so accordingly in case you're ever audited or contacted to prove that you're doing things in the right way. Secondly, it's just as important as well that you abide by the DNC, the do not call registries that are put out by the FCC. And it's also important to recognize that texting falls into that. So, a lot of people think, do not call DNC. It's really about contact because now you can't make any kind of contact with people on the DNC. You're not allowed to call, you're not allowed to text them either. And so it's important to be able to, scrub against those lists and ensure that you're only reaching out in a compliant way. And one of the best ways you can do that is to ensure that you have express consent from everyone you're reaching out to. People who said, contact me. People who raise their hands, filled out a form on your site. You have a proper language in there. And by the way, Verse can help advise you on what language you need to have on your forms to ensure compliance. And that way, when someone does fill out a form, you have all the rights to be able to contact that consumer. And by the way, consumers want you to contact them, right? We're talking about anything I'm talking about ever. This is about people who raise their hands and are interested in learning about your product or service and actually want to get contacted. And what we're trying to do is bridge that gap for you between people who want to be contacted and how to do it in a compliant way that's scalable, that's repeatable, that keeps your brand safe and your customers happy.